Recording on the go. Okay, we're here. We're here. Welcome. If you are here, come and say hi. Let me know. Even if you're watching the replay, say hi. We've had to stop and restart because I've got Alexis home from school and she didn't quite understand, leave me alone for an hour while I do this. So she was interrupting. She was going to be loud. I've had a little word. She's in the back room. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen again. Yeah, it's all about balance, right? We're trying to teach her that if she ends up home, she has to be quiet because mummy and daddy have to work. Really hard for them to understand. Hopefully we've got it. So welcome back. I am just going to do a quick introduction and basically go over everything I just said in the last video, because now we're recording and we're on live. So I'm Leah and I am the owner and creator of Lakora Yoga. In Lakora Yoga, our main aim is to help empower overwhelmed and stressed parents shift their anger, calm the mind, and deepen the connection to themselves so that they can have some peaceful moments in their life, so that they don't shout at their kids, so that they get to have some peaceful, quiet times to themselves to just be themselves, because it's so easy to get lost in motherhood, parenthood, and end up, honestly, quite angry and depressed because it is a hard job. It really is. So today we're finding some balance. Now, why do we need to find some balance in our lives? Well, we can't have fun all the time, unfortunately. If we do that, we drain our energy. If we are slow all the time and kind of lazy, I guess is not a nice way to put it, but lazy, then your energy builds up, right? So we function better when we are balanced. Our brain and body are healthier when we're balanced. This includes physically, but also mentally. We need to balance out our thoughts. If we're constantly thinking negatively, then we get depressed. If we're constantly thinking extremely positively, then we don't see the dangers in the world, right? If you're always upbeat and thinking the good and everything, you forget about the dangers. So what does this look like for parents? Stress, anxiety, shouting at the kids, not having energy to play with them, not looking after yourself, getting annoyed at maybe your partners if you have them, putting the kids to bed and then sitting on the sofa and not doing anything because you're so physically drained. You know, all of that is what happens when we're unbalanced. So we're going to try and fix some of that today. So today we're going to be doing a yoga practice. We're going to be doing some journaling and we're going to be doing a meditation. So what I would really love for you to do is make sure you have some props ready. So go and get a journal, a piece of paper, a pen, maybe a cushion or a blanket to sit on for meditation. And I think that's all you're going to need. I have got yoga blocks there and I will show you how to use them, but I know that some of you are new to yoga and you may not have these things available, so that's fine. Don't worry about that. And we are going to begin right away by shifting our energy in our quick yoga class. So we're only going to make this a quick one because the whole point of this is to shift the energy so that when we sit and journal, we've kind of freed up some energy in the body, which makes our brains think more clearly, which means when we come to write our answers, they're going to be the best possible answers. Okay, so the first thing that we're actually going to do is a little breathing exercise that helps you to create balance in the body. Now, just a quick heads up, I haven't been very well. You can probably hear that in my voice. So apologies if I do have to blow my nose or cough or anything like that. I'll try to cover up the microphone as I do. I'm just going to double check that we're coming through live. And if I've got the screen up, so if you do have any questions, then let me know as we go through this. Okay, just going to shuffle back on my little blanket here. So the first thing we're going to be doing is a breathing exercise that really helps with balance. So a little bit awkward, but what I would like you to do, block your left nostril. I don't know if I'm going to be opposite you now. You listen to your right and lefts. I'm going to be doing my right and lefts. Block your left nostril. Take an inhale through the right. Block your right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. And then just come back to your normal breath for a moment. And just notice during that, if maybe one side felt a little bit more blocked than the other, what normally happens is your left side is your cooling side and your right side is your heated side. So if you are a person that's like constantly go, 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 you might find that you breathe easier for your right. If you are a slower person, you might find that you breathe more through the left. And this also affects your energy. When we wake up in the morning, because we've had that nice long restful sleep, you normally breathe better through your your left, your cooling side. And when we go to bed at night, because we've had a busy day, we normally breathe better through the right. So it's really great to find that balance. And it just goes to show like how your energy affects your breathing, right? So if we can start to make that breath a little bit more even, it is going to kind of shift the energy in our bodies, right? So just notice that. This is a great thing to journal on, and we'll get to that when we get to our journaling. Maybe every morning or different times during the day, morning, lunchtime, evening, notice which nostril you breathe better out of. Obviously, that's going to depend as well. If you have a cold or anything like that, it's going to be affected. So what we're going to do now is get into the movement. So if you have got a yoga mat, grab your yoga mat. If you haven't, it's fine. You can just use a space on the floor. We're going to come to all fours. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And we're going to take a couple of cat-cows. Now, if you're on a hard floor like me, feel free to grab a blanket. So let's inhale, drop the belly down, open the chest. Exhale, push the mat way around the back, tuck the tailbone. Inhale down. Exhale, reverse. Inhale down. Exhale, reverse. Inhale down. Exhale, reverse. Do that one more time each way. And then come back to your natural stance, back nice and straight. Let's bring the hands out a little bit further than the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Let's come into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under, lift your knees off the ground, push your belly back, lift your hips up. Keep a bend in your knees here. There's a really big misconception here that you have to have your legs straight. You do not. The main thing we're looking for here in our down dog is pushing our belly backwards to really lengthen the spine and lift your hips up. It's a great way to remember that. Belly to thighs, hips to sky. Keep a bend in the knees. And then look toward your hands. And you can either take a big step or little steps all the way to the top of your mat, the top of your space. Feet hips distance apart, forward fold. So slight bend of the knees, upper body is rounded over. Inhale, halfway lift, so straighten the legs, straighten the spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep the hands all the way around to the side, come up to standing, hands reach up above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, take both feet back to plank. Lower the knees. Lower your whole body down to the ground. So keep the elbows bending backwards and slowly lower down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Keep your elbows bent, pelvis still on the ground. Exhale, back down. Push back up onto your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So this is a sun salutation. This is a great way to warm up the body. You're stretching the body in all the different ways. In your down dog here, you can walk the dog. So bend one knee, straighten one leg, and then switch. It's a great way to start warming up the back of the legs here. Just keep switching between the bent knees. Not taking it too fast here. And then bend the knees, look towards the top of your mat again. Big step or little steps, and come back into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up, come up to standing, hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, hopefully your heart rate has quickened a little bit. I know we are going through this pretty fast today. We're going to do a little bit of balancing now, right? So sometimes when we are unbalanced in our life, this actually shows up on the mat as well. So hands to heart center. Let's put most of your weight into your right foot. Pick your left knee up in front of you. Just notice here how balanced you are. We're going to lean the torso forward. As we do, that left leg is going to kick backwards. And you're going to take a giant step back. You can bend into that right knee and step into your high lunge. Nice and slow, nice and balanced. Then bring your torso upright. Okay, so it's all about taking it slow and balanced today. Inhale, your hands up above your head. Take a big inhale. Exhale, twist it open to the right. Turn your torso to the right. Arms drop in line with your shoulders. Keep your balance here. Inhale, your hands back up. Hands to heart center. As you do, come back to that flamingo pose with your left leg up in front of you, standing at the top of your mat. Okay, I'm going to try that again, this time with the eyes closed. If it feels too much, open your eyes. Okay, close the eyes, lean forward slightly, step your left foot all the way back. You'll notice how much more wobbly you are. Bring your torso up. Inhale, bring your hands up above your head. Exhale, twist it open. Embrace the shakes. You'll be falling about all over the place here. Inhale, your hands up. Exhale, just step this time to Tadasana, so mountain pose, standing at the top of your mat, arms down by your side. Just notice if you had a major wobble then, like me. Okay, same thing the other side. Hands to heart center, lift the right leg up in front of you. This time, keep your arms, eyes open. Lean forward, step it all the way back to your high lunge, nice and slow. And then bring your hands up above your head as you inhale. Exhale, twist it open to the side. Inhale, your hands back up. Exhale, back to flamingo, right knee in front of you. It doesn't matter if you have to tap your knee down on the floor here either. Your toes, sorry. Okay, let's try that again this time with your eyes closed. You can always blink them open if you need to. So slowly lean forward, step it back. You might even end up going a lot quicker to catch your balance here. Bring your hands up, twist it, back up. And can you step back to Tadasana, mountain pose, standing at the top of your mat. Okay, so it's just a great way to notice how our senses also help us balance here. It's a great way to notice that when you do feel unbalanced in your life, use your other senses. A great technique is to ground, so feeling the earth beneath you, smelling what's around, looking, seeing what's around you. Really great way to stay grounded, and this can help release some of that wobbliness that you might be feeling in your life as well. Okay, so now we're over that kind of thing. Let's get into a little bit more of the movement. Let's inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Take the right foot all the way back to your runner's lunge. Find some balance. Inhale, bring the hands up. Placing most of your weight into your left foot. We're going to bring the arms down by the sides, lean your torso forward. Now we're going to come into warrior 3 here. So again, all your weight in your left foot. You're going to see if you can hop forward slightly and then lift your right leg up high behind. Your right leg and your torso are parallel to the ground. Lift your right leg up as high as you can. Find some balance there. Slowly bend into the left knee, come back to your high lunge, reach the arms up. Step to Tadasana, top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the fingers, left foot steps back, come into your runner's lunge. Find some balance. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, plant most of your weight into your right foot. Arms come down by the side. Lean the torso forward. Come up into your warrior three. Left leg up. Torso parallel to the ground. Find some balance here. Make sure that you're breathing through it. And let's bend the right knee. Slowly bring that left foot back down. Inhale the hands back up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, plant both the hands, take both feet back. Vinyasa, you can lower your knees or you can do full chaturanga. Come down, cobra or up dog. Back down, push back up onto your knees. Toes together, knees as wide as the yoga mat. Sit your hips back, come into your child's pose. Arms come out in front, forehead rests down on the ground. And just completely let go here for a minute. Just notice the back of your chest opening up with every inhale. Maybe your torso sinking closer to the ground with every exhale. Do not hold on to any tension here. Completely let go. Just take a couple breaths in that position. And just notice here if your breathing feels equal between both nostrils. Or maybe your right side, you're breathing through a little bit more fuller through now that you've shifted some heat around in the body. And while you're in this child's pose, I just want to do a quick explanation of balance on and off the mat. So as well as what I said about if you are unbalanced on your mat, if you're unbalanced in your life, that shows up on the mat as well, and you can be more wobbly. It is so true. There are times when I've had a lot of life stuff going on and I try to balance on my mat and it is not coming. I'm just falling all over the place. It's amazing how that shows up on the mat. But also vice versa. You could maybe think that your life is going well and you come to the yoga mat and you're really struggling to balance. As an example then, I was very unbalanced. I'm poorly. Okay, so my body and my mind are not balanced right now. There is something wrong and I am unbalanced. So that is showing up for me. So, you know, you can take these things as, yeah, well, you're poorly. Anyone who's poorly is going to be like that. But you also can get poorly and sickness from being unbalanced in your life. And I have had a little bit of a stressful time lately. And this is how it shows up, right? It's like if anybody gets cold sores, they always show up when you're stressed, right? Shows up through your body. So this is what we need to take note of. Okay, so if you're in your child's pose, walk your hands back up, come back up to seated. Find a comfortable position because we're going to get a little bit more into the journaling side of things now. So what I would like you to do is grab a pen and paper. I am going to see if I can share my screen quickly because I have some things to share with you. There we go. Okay, 2 seconds and I will find that. If you grab pen and paper, just get yourself comfortable. I would love to know what you thought about that yoga practice, by the way. So let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, let me know. I am going to see if I can share my screen. Here we go. Perfect. Hopefully you guys can see this. Right, how do I present? There we go. Okay. Hopefully I'm not blocking the thing there. So what I would love for you to do now that we've shifted that energy, right at the top of your paper or the top of your journal, what does your self-care routine look like right now? Okay, so write that down. And then underneath, just write anything that you do for self-care. And you can write this in the journal. You can write it in the chat. I might get the chat up so that I can see this. So let me know if you do want to share. You do not have to share, but if you want to, this could be anything that is self-care for you right now. Taking a bath, maybe eating healthy. What does your self-care routine look like right now? You don't have to write a whole paragraph, just a couple of things, okay? You can always go back through this as well. Okay, next question. Do you feel more areas need attention? So not necessarily more areas in your self-care, but anywhere in your life. Does anywhere in your life feel like it needs more attention? Maybe that is your self-care. Maybe that's looking more into your self-care. Maybe that's your social life, right? Maybe that's eating healthy. Maybe that's you don't feel like you're giving enough attention to your kids. Anything that comes up, write it down. This is the great thing about doing yoga and then journaling, because we do kind of shift everything and stuff can come up. So what areas need more attention right now? Okay, but I'm going to go through these pretty quick just because I don't want you to overthink, okay? That's not what we're doing here. We're not overthinking. Next question, how is your relationship with your children if you have them? If you don't have children, you could write, how's your relationship with your partner, with your family, with your friends? How is your relationships? Do you feel they could be better? Are they awful? Do they take your energy? Do they lift you up? Anything that comes up for you. How is your relationship with the people around you? So I'm not going to go too much into the whole spiritual side of yoga because I do this a little bit in my course, but we have chakras in the body. So these are energy points, and there's 7 main ones running from the base of the spine all the way up. And these are clusters of nerves, essentially. And in these little areas, we can store a lot of things. We can store emotions, we can store energy, we can store feelings. So when we move our bodies, like in our yoga practice that we've just done, and we're opening the chest, right? Because we did that in cat-cow, and we're opening the back of the chest, we're grounding through our feet. All of these things can release energy and thoughts in these areas, which is why you can suddenly get a rush of emotion. Okay, next question. Picture your ideal day. What is different about your days now? So you can take a moment to maybe just close your eyes and literally picture morning to night quickly what your day would look like. And then open your eyes, maybe quickly jot that down, and then maybe write, you know, what is different from your vision to what happens now. Now, some of these things can't be changed, you know. As an example, if you picture this, I wake up in the morning smiling, happy, calm, the sun's out. I wake up, I go and get my cup of tea, it's all peaceful. But you know, you've got like 5 kids. That's probably not realistic, right? Because you're going to get woken up by being screamed at. Maybe it's hammering down with rain because you live in Plymouth, you know, and your kid's like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." Okay, so, but write that down, write it down, because these are things that over time we can change. Okay, our kids also need to understand how important self-care is. And the way that children learn is from you. So if you visualize this, if you talk about it, if you know, there's different ways to say it. It's not like you're going to say, right, mummy wants a nice, calm, peaceful morning. Tomorrow I'm going to get it and they're going to listen. No, it takes time, but there are ways around this. Okay, so on to the next one. Are you getting enough sleep? Now, this is a big one. This is a really big one, because Sleep affects everything. It affects your physical health, your mental health, it affects your soul. It literally affects everything. So are you getting enough sleep? A great nighttime routine can really change your mindset for the whole day, for the whole week. So enough sleep is essential. And if you're unsure, maybe start tracking your sleep. Write what time you go to bed, how long you think it took you to get to sleep. That's one thing I always struggled with, is going to sleep. I think because Alexis was still is, she's very demanding. She never slept as a baby. Like, I know people say kids don't sleep, but my God, up until the age of 3, I was getting 3-hour chunks, if that. So it was a real struggle. And then when she finally did start sleeping through, my body was so used to waking up, I couldn't sleep. And I couldn't get to sleep to start with. And then I kept waking up all the time. So I had to make a great nighttime routine to help me sleep. And now I sleep perfect. And it definitely makes all the difference. Okay. Next question. I think this is the last one. What steps could you take to move closer to this ideal balance? Okay, so with the sleep, with what your ideal day looks like, all of these things that we've talked about, your relationships, what steps do you think you could take right now to move closer to this ideal balance? Again, you can write this in your journal. You can write it in the chat. I can help you if you write it in the chat. So feel free to share if you are willing and open. This is something that we do inside my course, because it's not something that I can help with in 5 minutes, but I could maybe give you a starting point. So what steps could you take to move closer to this ideal balance? Now, some of this could be, like I've just said, starting to create a better sleep routine, because once you've slept better, you're going to feel more energized in the morning, and you're going to have probably more than likely a more positive mindset throughout the day, which also means your relationships will be better, right? Because if you're more positive, you're not going to snap at people. People aren't going to irritate you as much. I know for sure that if I haven't had enough sleep and, partner or kids start doing things, it can be really irritating. So just notice, what steps could you take right now to move closer to this ideal balance? And then we are going to move on to our meditation. Okay, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen right now. If anybody does want to share, then please feel free. I would love to know in the comments, actually, how you feel about this, because I know journaling can be pretty scary and weird if you've never done stuff like this before, especially being randomly asked questions like this, right? So sometimes what can happen is all this stuff kind of gets a bit jumbled in our heads. And once we get it out on paper, it starts to become a little bit more clearer. Now, you can do this through digital apps and things, but honestly, there's a massive power in writing these things out. I love pen and paper, writing things down. It's amazing what can come out of your mind. So anytime you are stuck on anything, and it doesn't have to be life related or yoga related or parenting related like we're doing now, it could be business stuff, maybe it could be recipes, anything like that, anything that you can get out of your head that's taking up space, and putting it on paper, because that is literally what it does. It gives you space to breathe. It gives you space to think about these things. So I would really love for you after this workshop to keep focusing on journaling and keep focusing on trying to clear your mind by doing this, trying to to start journaling every day. And if you don't know what to write, it's not like you're not doing a journal that's like, dear diary, today I blah, 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 blah. You can do, you could do for sure, but it doesn't have to be like that. It could literally be like, you write the date, then you maybe do a happy face, a like meh face, or a sad face. Maybe you just write if you've exercised that day, how you felt, anything like that. That could be journaling for you. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a whole like two pages worth of dear diary today, blah, 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 blah. So it's a really, really great thing to start. Now, one thing that I will say, especially if you are a woman in this group and you have menstrual cycles, it's a really great thing to do is to track your menstrual cycle, because I know I've been doing this for months and I can see a clear pattern with when I'm going to be irritable, when I'm going to want to blitz the house. I have got no idea why, but the third day every month, I need to blitz the house. It's just in my mind. All these things come up. It is amazing to see the pattern here. So I would really recommend doing that as well. Okay, so you know now we've worked the body, we've shifted some energy in the body, created a little bit of balance there. We've hopefully shifted a little bit in the soul. Hopefully you can see, you know, how you can get things out onto paper and it can help you kind of improve your life and see a clear direction of where to take things. One thing I would like you to do quickly before we begin our meditation is take a quick breath in through the nose and breath out through the nose. And just notice if your energy has shifted from when we did that first breathing exercise where we blocked each nostril. Is it more even through both nostrils now? Might not be, but it might be. Okay, so we're going to do our meditation now. So if you would like to find a comfortable seated position, you can do this lay down, but if you do lay down, just please be aware, maybe set a timer for 20 minutes just so you don't fall asleep, especially if you've got stuff to do for the rest of the day. But find a comfortable seated position, maybe on a cushion, maybe on a chair. Try to keep your back straight. Now, I know that this can be difficult, and if at any point you feel uncomfortable, please move. Please don't sit there in pain, because all you're going to be thinking about is the pain rather than relaxing the mind, which is what we're trying to do. So maybe sit up on the edge of a cushion or a pillow, because that can help the pelvis tilt forward. If you find this too uncomfortable, sit back on a chair, lean against a wall, lie down on the floor, anything to keep your body comfortable. So let's start by taking a few deep breaths. In and out through the nose, if you can breathe clearly through the nose. And let's settle into the present moment. Just notice the rise and fall of the chest. Notice if your breathing is really calm and natural, or if there's a little bit of a struggle today. And then let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And just keep your attention on noticing the air moving in and out of your body. And as you continue to focus on your breath, bring your attention to the sensation of your body, sitting on the chair, laying down on the mat or on the cushion. And just notice if there's any areas of tension or discomfort. We're going to take a quick body scan to see if we can release the tension with each exhale. So just bring all of your attention to your toes, your feet, your ankles, your lower legs, your upper legs, your hips, your stomach, your chest, your back, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and your fingers. Shift your focus to the present moment and your surroundings. What sounds can you hear? What sensations are present in your body? What thoughts are arising in your mind? Rather than getting caught up in any one thing, simply observe whatever arises with an open and non-judgmental awareness. Allow yourself to simply be present with whatever is arising in the moment for you. As you continue to observe your thoughts, begin to notice any patterns or themes that arise. Do you tend to get caught up in worry or self-criticism? Do certain memories or emotions keep reoccurring? Try not to get caught up in these patterns. Just simply observe them. See if you can cultivate a sense of balance by not grasping onto or pushing away any particular thought or feeling. Just observing and letting it go. Now bring your attention to your breath once again. Focus on the sensation of the air moving in and out of your nostrils. And the rise and fall of your chest. With each inhale, just imagine that you're breathing in balance and harmony. And with each exhale, imagine that you are releasing any tension or negativity that you may be holding on to. We're going to continue to do this for several minutes, letting your breath become a source of inner peace and balance. Just notice if you have let your mind wander off. Just keep bringing it back to your body, to your breath. So it's called a meditation practice for a reason, because it takes a lot of practice to bring your mind back to your breath constantly. And try not to let those thoughts creep up into our minds. So as your meditation is coming to an end, let's slowly transition back to your surroundings, taking a few deep breaths and noticing any changes in your body or mind. If you are laid down, you can slowly wiggle your fingers with your toes. And when you feel ready, slowly open your eyes and take a moment to ground yourself in the present moment. Just to come to a comfortable seated position, feeling the ground beneath you. Let's just take a few minutes to reflect on your meditation practice. So I would love for you to grab your journal again and just jot down or make a note of anything that you noticed during your practice. What insights or realizations arose, if any? How can you bring this sense of balance and harmony into your daily life? Maybe take a moment to set an intention for the rest of your day. And if nothing come up and you're unsure what to write, that's also fine. Don't worry about it. Just write whatever comes to mind. Maybe that's just, that was relaxing, or anything at all that comes up. And then make sure you set an intention. So an intention could be, I'm going to keep an eye on my breath today. I'm going to notice what irritates me today. Maybe after our journaling session, it's, I'm going to notice what part of my life I'm not really liking right now and would love to change. And then carry this sense of mindfulness and balance with you as you go about your day. Okay, welcome back to the room. I apologize if you could hear that little interruption. I'm going to try to edit that out in the recording, so hopefully you won't hear that. This is going to be available for 3 days, but before you head off, I would love to introduce you quickly to my brand new program, because if you enjoyed this today, then you're going to like mindful moments and movements, where we go deeper into what we have done today and help you actually start to create this balance with life-changing routines and help. So today we've kind of basically just gone over the surface of balance and journaling. And in the course, we go a lot deeper. We actually help you figure out routines, help you understand what triggers you, helps you with more of the yogic stress relief techniques to help you carry on into your life with a more balanced mindset. So obviously today we've just kind of scratched the surface on that. So we are still taking founding members on at this time. This is because this is the first time opening this group coaching course. So if you've never heard of a founding member before, it basically means that if you sign up, you'll be the first person trying this course because it's brand new, which means you get huge benefits like a huge discount. I'm going to be giving everybody a £200 discount if you sign up before the 22nd of May. Lifetime access and access to all future updates. You also get to help me shape this course into what you need. So as we go along, If there's anything that comes up for you that you're really struggling with, that's an opportunity for me to see that this needs to also be added into the course, and I can add it in. So basically the founding members, you're going to get all your questions answered because I'm going to be there helping you step by step and adding in what you need into this course. I'm also going to be giving you all a huge bonus of all of my mini courses for free. So we have my Lakora Beginner. So if you're brand new to yoga, you don't need to worry about, oh, I don't know what yoga is or how to do yoga, because you've got my beginners course. We've got a flexibility course, a splits course to deepen your splits, and a crow pose course. So them three are basically more about the actual physical yoga, but you've also got the beginners course on there as well. So this course starts on the 22nd of May, which is why the discount ends then, because that's when we're going to actually start the course. It's an 8-week group coaching program. So you do not have to rush through this. As I know, most of you are busy parents like myself. Do not feel like you have to rush through this. It's an 8-week course, yes, and the modules will be released every week, and we will be doing a group coaching call once a week, but you don't have to turn up to them if you don't want to. The replays are going to be available, and you can take your time going through the whole thing, okay? Because changing your life, creating this balance, it does not happen overnight, okay? It does not happen overnight. We need to take this step by step. For some of us, we can create these routines just like that. For others, it's going to take more time. Okay, it depends what you've got on in your life. We are all different. So we've got the group coaching basically to help you stay consistent and to help me keep you accountable. Okay, that's why I'm going to be your coach, because you need somebody to tell you what to do, right? Because otherwise you would have done it by now. So if you would love to go a little bit deeper into what we've done today and actually start creating this balance in your life, then check out my program, Mindful Moments and Movements. I'm going to leave the link in the description in the Facebook group, and an email will be sent out about this as well. So if you're just watching by Zoom and by email, that's fine. I will send all the links.